Hey guys, Matt Greer, Realtor here in the Phoenix area. I just wanted to talk to you real quick about a few things that are going on in the market right now that I think you should know whether you're buying or selling. All right, and first off, that was the announcement that happened this week, which was Redfin saying that they were going to back out of their iBuyer program. Now, this is actually some pretty big news because we have seen tons of iBuyers going and getting out of the buying business for a time, right? They all plan on coming back eventually. But for the time being, they've all halted for the most part. There's still some out there here and there, and there's still a couple of small investors, mom and pops that are out there buying homes at the moment. But last year and all the way up until September, about 10% of the homes that were on market in the Phoenix area were being bought by investors. Now, what this did was it really helped to drive the prices of homes up, which if you're buying, it's a real bummer. If you're selling, it's great. But the buyers were really feeling the pain. Well, now, a lot of these big investors are actually backing out. They're really taking a step back because what they did was when the market was just rising, I mean, every month it would go up another point or more. They were just buying these homes, and a lot of them, they were buying them at retail or close to retail, which is a horrible model in a normal balanced market. See, as an investor, you actually make your money when you buy the home. And the reason for that is you want to go find a home that's undervalued. When you get that home that's undervalued, you can then go fix it up a little if you have to, and then you sell it at a market price. And whatever that difference is between what you bought it for and what you sell it for, that's going to be your profit, because frankly, homes don't sell for more than what they're worth, but oftentimes you can buy them for less than what they're worth. A lot of these iBuyers were ignoring the normal margins that you want to follow. And so because of that, a lot of them have been losing big. They were planning on buying these homes, holding them for a little while. The market would just keep on ramping up like it was, and then they'd sell. But unfortunately, that elevator ride that we were on, it's kind of come to a halt. Home prices have really steadied, and in some places they've even dipped. And so what this is doing is it's creating a real opportunity for buyers to get in, buy the home they want in the area they want at a much better price. And the other good thing for this, for these buyers, is these iBuyers, that cash that they have, a lot of it they borrow. They either borrow it from investors who want a return on their investment, or they borrow it from big banks that are willing to give it to them. And once again, they got to pay interest. Some of them are even buying with revolving lines of credit, very large ones. So when rates go up, that means their carrying costs for when they buy the home until the time they sell it are through the roof. They got to get rid of these homes because they can't afford the rates, because when they were buying, they were planning on rates staying super low. Fed came in, raised rates. Now they've got these homes and they can't afford to pay the interest payments on all of them. So what they're doing is they're dropping the prices dramatically on some of these. What I'm seeing in the market right now are two types of sellers out there. You've got your regular people who are selling their homes that they've had for years, that they've lived in, and they're emotionally attached to the home. They've got a price that they want, and they're going to get it, or they're not going to sell, unfortunately. And so they're really trying to stick it out, and some of them are pulling their homes off the market. But then you've got these investors, these big iBuyers, who are not emotionally attached to the home. They're emotionally attached to the money that they have in the home. They want that money back. And so what they're doing is they're offering massive price drops on these homes. They're offering amazing concessions in some cases, and what we're doing is we're using those seller concessions to go and buy down the rate. We're taking them and doing like a 2-1 buy down or a permanent buy down. Some buyers are even going back and using the adjustable rate mortgage, which is a pretty good temporary solution, but with an adjustable rate mortgage, I always recommend that at the earliest time you can, you refinance into something that's a fixed rate, just because rates can fluctuate. But it's given buyers these opportunities to get into these homes at great prices, because a lot of these buyers know that, we've got this little bit of a dip, buy the dip, go ahead If you can handle the payments right now with the interest rates, take it. And then the rates, when they come back down, which we know they will eventually, right? The Federal Reserve, who is the one that's raising the rates, they've said they're going to bring them back down eventually. Once this inflation stops, they're going to come back down. So what these buyers are doing is they're buying the home, they're dealing with the payments right now, and they plan on refinancing. And Fannie Mae's been putting out some predictions. They're saying that the rates could be down as early as mid next year, 2023. Maybe a little later, we'll see. But the nice thing is these buyers are getting these homes at a much lower price. And they always say, marry the price, date the rate. The reason for that is when you get that price for that home, price is permanent. That's what you paid. So when you go to refinance, if you paid, like some of these people who bought last year who paid 50 or even 100,000 over asking price, that's what they're gonna have to refinance. And, well, if they refinance. But these people who are going and getting these deals where they're able to get the price down, they're going to be refinancing significantly less. And in the long run, they're going to come out ahead because their payments are going to be lower, maybe next year when they can refinance, or if they just buy down the rate now. Which with these seller concessions that we're getting, it's making sense for a lot of buyers to go ahead and do that. Now, another group that is really trying to get rid of their homes right now are the new construction companies. Builders have an excess of inventory. Now, you've probably seen the headlines where they talk about home cancellations are extremely high with these new construction companies. And there's actually a reason for that, okay? The reason why a lot of people are canceling is because when you buy a new construction home, you go in, you pick it out, and you tell them what you want in the home, then they go and they build it. Obviously, they don't build these homes overnight. It takes a little bit of time. A lot of these buyers, what they did was they fell into kind of an old trap that is not good. And if you have a good agent, they're going to look out for you and they're going to let you know about this. When you buy a new construction home, the rate can be floating for a little while, which means your interest rate's not locked in yet because you haven't bought the home. They're still building it. If rates go up, the rate that you're going to be paying on your mortgage will go up as well. So you never want to max out your budget, okay? But unfortunately, a lot of people do, okay? They get approved for $500,000. They go, they design their new construction home, and they max out their budget right at $500,000. You really shouldn't do that. You should leave some wiggle room just in case the rates do go up, because what happens is when the rates go up, you can't qualify for as much money anymore. And so a lot of these buyers, when the rates went up, no longer qualify for the mortgages that they need to purchase these homes. And because of that, they're canceling. So these companies that build these homes, they've got an excess. They got to get rid of these homes. They spent the money to build it. They want their money back. And so because of that, a lot of them are offering great incentives on their homes that are already existing, which is a home that they built for someone and then that person could no longer afford the mortgage or they canceled for whatever reason. They want to get rid of that home. So they're lowering prices, they're offering concessions, and some builders are even going and offering special financing. Lennar, for example, out here, I just got an email from them where they'll do I gotta look at it right now. They're doing a 30-year fixed for 4.75%. They have a 7-year adjustable rate mortgage at 3.88%. Now, obviously, you gotta qualify for that. If you have good credit, you can get that. But they're buying down the rate for you on these already existing homes. And they're offering closing costs. I mean, they are really sweetening the deal for buyers right now if you're willing to buy one of those homes that they already built. Now, other builders are also offering really good deals on their homes that are already existing. And if you decide to go in and design your new home, like a lot of people like to do with new constructions, it's really one of the perks. It's one of the funnest parts. Is you go in, you go to the design center, you pick out, your cabinets, your paint, all those things. A lot of them are offering incentives for that as well. There's one builder out here that's currently giving away a free swimming pool up to $50,000 when you buy a new construction. And the reason why they're doing that is because they bought the land, they need to build houses on that land to sell it, and so they're doing anything they can to get you to come in and buy it. And so they're giving you upgrades for free. They're giving you concessions, just amazing deals that if you're able to right now, you should absolutely take advantage of them, especially those low rates that some of the builders are offering, okay? Now, one caveat I will say with new construction, always take a real estate agent with you, okay? Before you go there, talk with an agent, find an agent that's gonna look out for you, okay? Real estate agents, it's our job to help protect you as a buyer. So if you have an agent and you feel like they're not doing that, you should probably switch. But if you have a good agent, what they're gonna do is they're gonna help you out. Now, I have a friend who, he just recently bought a new construction home. I'm here in Arizona, he was in Atlanta. He didn't use an agent, okay? He went into the new construction office. They have people there who will sell you the home. You don't need an agent when you go there, but I don't recommend it. The reason being, the people that work there, they work for the builder, okay? They want to get the best deal for the builder, not you. Whereas if you bring in an agent, that agent's gonna help you get the best deal. And what my friend did was, he got all excited because they offered him $30,000 in closing costs. Now, he didn't understand that that was a concession, and a concession is basically just a fancy word for an allowance, meaning they'll pay up to $30,000. It doesn't mean they will pay $30,000, but they'll pay up to $30,000. You gotta find somewhere to put that money. Well, his closing costs only came out to about $8,000, which was actually a pretty good deal. But he had all that leftover money that the builder gotta keep, right? He didn't realize that he could have used that money to buy down the rate. He could have done a 2-1 buy down, which is very popular right now. That's where you take those seller concessions, you apply them to your loan, and what it does is the first year it buys down your rate 2%, the second year it buys down your rate 1%, and then you go back to your normal rate. By then, a lot of people plan on refinancing. So why not take advantage of that? But the problem is, he didn't have an agent. And so he didn't know about these things. And frankly, you don't know what you don't know. And as a real estate agent, it's my job to know. It's my job to help you get those deals, okay? Now, the one group of people that's kind of suffering right now are your normal home sellers, right? Talked about them a little bit before. Let's talk about it a little more. If you have a home that you're currently selling, it is absolutely imperative that you have a good agent, that you market that home, and you market it aggressively, because there is a lot of inventory out there right now, right? It is piling up. Homes are coming onto market, they're sitting, and so because of that, it's all accumulating, right? If your home doesn't stick out, you're gonna have a hard time selling it. You need to do what you need to do to get people to it. There's a few ways to make your home stick out. Now, the first thing I will say is you gotta price it right, okay? I know it can be hard because sometimes, you know, you've lived in that home for 20 years, you raised your children in there, you've got a lot of emotional attachment. I understand. I absolutely understand. But frankly, a home's worth what it's worth. You need to look at comparative sales in your neighborhood, but then once you look at the comparative sales, you need to look at what else is on market, okay? Your neighbor might be undercutting you, okay? And if they do, and that home sells, guess what? That's gonna be a comparative. And that is gonna drive down your value. So what I'm seeing a lot of home owners do is they're still overpricing. And where this is dangerous is when your neighbor comes in, they undercut you, and so you finally lower your price, you lower it a little bit, and then your other neighbor undercuts you. And then you gotta lower it a little bit more. And rather than selling your home, you're chasing the market while your neighbors are just undercutting you. Obviously, it's not, you don't want to go too low. You don't want to do that. You want to keep all the money you can. But it's important that you price correctly and that you price competitively right now. The other thing that sellers can do right now to make their home stick out, and I'm seeing this in the MLS, and frankly, the buyers that I have, those are the homes they want to come see, are the ones where in the MLS it says that they're offering some sort of closing cost concession. I'm seeing offers for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. Really depends on the price of the home. But that's really helping to sweeten the deal for these buyers, because then they're able to buy down their rate. Because the problem is with the interest rates where they're at, it's making the payments very, very difficult. They're very high. And so if you do concessions, it maintains the price of your home, but it gives them that a little allowance, which remember, it's an allowance. They can use it all. They don't always, but they can. And that's going to bring buyers to your home. The other thing is with the marketing, make sure you have good pictures, right? I know this gets, I talk about this a lot. Good pictures is the foundation to a good listing. Now, along with good pictures, make sure that you really put the good features of your home first. One thing that I like to do is I always like to ask a home seller, what is it that you didn't know about when you bought the home that you absolutely love now? Like there's certain things, for example, when I bought my first home, I didn't realize how much I would love that back deck that I had at my house. I didn't realize it was oversized, and I ended up falling in love with it, redoing it, and I'd have parties out there. I absolutely loved it. So when I went to sell the home, that was one thing that I really put out there, was like, hey, check out this deck. And people loved it, and that got the home sold. Find that feature on your home that really makes it stand out and put that foot forward. That's your best foot, put it forward, okay? Next thing is presentation, okay? When you're coming in to take those pictures, make sure the home's clean. When people are coming to tour the home, make sure it's clean. Make sure it smells good. Just do those little things to make your home stick out, okay? The other thing too is if you're just gonna list the home, throw it on the MLS, and then, you know, once it goes on the MLS, it gets pushed out to all the other websites, Zillow, Realtor, Redfin. That's cool, but that's what everyone else is doing. And frankly, people are gonna be sitting at home, scrolling through all those pictures of the houses, and they're gonna be looking at yours in a huge sea of other houses. If yours doesn't stick out, if those pictures don't pop, that's gonna do nothing. But on top of that, you need to be doing other marketing, okay? Right now, this is when your real estate agent really needs to earn their money, okay? They need to be doing other things to make your home present in the community, right? They need to be marketing it. They need to be running digital ads, maybe some print ads. I've found right now that digital ads work great. When I put them on Facebook, put them in people's feeds, a lot of people might not be interested in the home, but a lot of people are, okay? If they see that home that's really pretty, they're gonna click it. I monitor all of that. I see how many people are clicking on the homes that I market online, on Facebook, on Google. You gotta use all these other avenues. You gotta use everything that is available to you, okay? If you do that, your home's gonna sell. Keep in mind, homes are still selling every single day. It's just a matter of making sure you market it correctly, and if you do that, yours will be one of the homes that's selling. And you won't have to do insane price drops like that if you market it correctly, okay? So if you're a seller, keep that in mind. If you're a buyer, go out there and get a good deal. I mean, they are out there right now. Go get them. If you're here in the Phoenix area, feel free to give me a call. I'm happy to help. I'll go ahead and put my phone number and my email in the description so that you can reach me. I'll also put my website if you'd like to go browse homes that are currently on market. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be putting more info like this out. Thanks. Bye.